There's something most casino players believe, and it's not written anywhere. It's not on the machines, it's not in the rules, and no one officially teaches it. But it spreads quietly from player to player, from experience to assumption, from feeling to belief. These are not strategies. They are not systems. They are myths. And the problem with myths is not that they are completely false, it's that they feel true. Because they are built from real moments, a near win, a sudden jackpot, a lucky streak, moments that seem to confirm a pattern. But over time, these beliefs don't help players. They guide them into longer sessions, bigger risks, and decisions that feel logical, but aren't.
And the most dangerous part is this. Players don't realize they are following them. Because the myths don't sound like mistakes. They sound like common sense. The first myth begins with a feeling every player has experienced. Myth 1. It's due to hit soon. A machine hasn't paid in a while. Spin after spin goes by with nothing significant. No bonus. No big win, just silence. And slowly a thought forms. It has to hit soon. It feels logical, because in everyday life, patterns exist. If something hasn't happened in a while, it feels like it should happen next. But slot machines don't work like that. They don't track time since the last win. They don't build toward a payout. Each spin is independent, completely separate from the one before it. The machine doesn't know it's been cold. It doesn't know how long you've been playing, and it doesn't adjust because of it. But the belief is powerful, because it turns losing into motivation. Instead of walking away, the player continues. And this is where sessions begin to extend, not because something is about to happen, but because it feels like it should.
Myth 2. I was so close. It almost hit. 2 jackpot symbols land. The third just misses. The reels stop in a way that feels intentional, precise. And the reaction is immediate. That was close. But close doesn't exist in slot machines. The outcome was decided the moment the spin started. The visual result, the symbols stopping just above or below, is designed to look meaningful, but it isn't. It doesn't mean the next spin is better. It doesn't increase the chances of anything. Still, it feels like progress, like the machine is moving toward something. And that feeling keeps players engaged, because almost feels like a step forward, even when it isn't.
Myth 3. Higher bets increases your chances. This one feels logical. If you bet more, you should have a better chance to win. And in some ways, it feels true. Higher bets can unlock features, bigger payouts, more lines. But the core outcome doesn't change. The probability remains the same. What does change is the speed of the session. Higher bets mean more money moving through the machine faster, more exposure in less time. The player isn't increasing their chances of winning. They are increasing how quickly results happen. And that creates the illusion of control, when in reality, it just accelerates everything. Myth 4. I can recover if I keep playing. A loss happens, then another, then another. At some point, the goal changes. It's no longer about winning, it's about getting back to even. And that's where this belief takes over. If I keep playing, I can recover. But recovery is not a function of persistence. It's a function of randomness. Continuing doesn't guarantee anything. It only increases exposure. And the longer the session continues, the more consistent the system becomes. Losses don't reverse because time increases. They often stabilize. But emotionally, stopping feels worse than continuing because stopping locks in the loss. So the player keeps going, not because it makes sense, but because it feels unfinished. Myth 5. Some machines are hot, some are cold. Walk through any casino and you'll hear this idea everywhere. That machine is hot, that one is dead. It's based on observation. Someone wins, another player loses. Patterns appear. But those patterns are short-term illusions. Machines don't stay hot. They don't stay cold. They don't remember previous outcomes. What players are seeing is randomness grouped together, clusters of wins, clusters of losses. But the human mind is built to find patterns, even when none exist. And once a machine is labeled, behavior changes. Players chase hot machines, avoid cold ones. But the outcome remains the same, independent, unaffected. Myth 6. I'll stop after one big win. This is the most dangerous belief of all, because it sounds responsible, controlled, planned. I'll play, and if I win big, I'll stop. But the problem is not the idea, it's the moment. Because when a big win actually happens, everything changes. The player feels momentum, excitement, energy. Stopping no longer feels right. It feels like interruption. So instead of leaving, they continue. The win becomes part of the session, not the end of it. And slowly it begins to disappear. Not all at once, but spin by spin. Until the moment that was supposed to end the session becomes just another part of it. And this is how the strongest belief fails. Not because it's wrong, but because it's difficult to follow in real time. The pattern behind all myths. Each of these beliefs has something in common. They extend the session. Not directly, not intentionally, but gradually. They turn short decisions into longer ones. They turn moments into continuation. And continuation is where the system becomes consistent. Because casinos don't rely on single spins, they rely on time. The longer a player stays, the more the structure of the system appears. Not suddenly, not aggressively, but quietly. And these myths help that process happen, without force, without pressure, just through belief. The final perspective. Most players don't lose because they don't understand the rules. They lose because they trust the wrong ideas. Ideas that feel true, but lead them deeper into the session. Because once a session extends, everything else follows. More spins, more time, more exposure, and eventually a result that feels unexpected, even though the process was always the same. So the next time you sit down to play, before the first spin, before the lights, before the sounds, ask yourself one question. Am I playing the machine or the belief? Because once you see the difference, you start to notice something most players never do. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. If this changed the way you see casino games, like the video. Comment which myth you believed the most. Share this with someone who plays slots, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this.